Today we're doing the top 15 smartphones of 2016 in my opinion. So we're going from 15th to 1st. It's not always, this is just my opinion, it's not 100% correct. It's not everyone will agree. And first up is the Honor 8, Huawei Honor 8. It's extremely good, cheap phone. I'm not sure if it's available in the UK. In some other countries it might not be available, but it's very powerful, very fast, and it's quite cheap. And then number 14 is the HTC 10. There's nothing wrong with this phone. It's a very good phone, except there's other better phones in my opinion. It has the best build quality apparently from Jerry Rig Everything, but that's pretty much it that it's going for. Camera's average, battery life's average, screen's average, just power average. It's like a good top of the range phone, but I wouldn't really recommend it to anyone. iPhone 7 is number 13. It's very good. It's definitely the best iPhone, especially the 7 Plus with the dual camera and actually a decent sized battery and a decent resolution screen, which is basically the first. Just all other iPhones have absolutely terrible battery and resolution of screen, and the camera is really good, and it's got water resistance this year, new colours, one of the fastest phones, so very, very good. Then we've got the Moto G4 and the G4 Plus. They are very good as well. They're a lot cheaper, about £130 I think the G4 is at the moment. And so that's like ridiculously cheap. It's powerful enough. G4 Plus has got a very good camera and amazing screen, 5.5 inch 1080p, and that's just amazing for such a cheap phone. And Motorola, obviously, they have nearly stock Android and fast updates, so it's nearly getting 7.0 already. And then the iPhone SE, which I prefer it. I think it's the best iPhone because it's actually decently priced, still expensive, and 16GB base model with no micro SD card support is just terrible in my opinion. But it's got amazing camera from the 6S, and just the screen, battery life, and front facing camera are just pretty much terrible. But if you want a small phone, that's pretty much the only top of the range 4-inch phone or small. And then the Nexus 6P, this is still on the list even though it's from last year, because it's still an amazing phone. In a way, I prefer it to one of the other phones that's coming up soon, the Pixel, because it's got a bigger screen, front-facing stereo speakers, and it's cheaper. Just these are like the things that you expect with Nexus phones, and the Pixel doesn't really have that. And then we've got the ZTE Axion 7. This is not available in the UK unfortunately, but it's an amazing phone. It's basically a HTC 10 but with better audio, the HTC 10 still has some interesting speakers. It's still got dual speakers, but it's not proper front facing stereo speakers, which the ZTE Axion 7 has, and it's a lot cheaper, so it's just an amazing phone. And then the Moto Z or Z, the normal one, and the Force. The Force is slightly better, just more expensive, thicker, bigger battery. I think that's pretty much it. And the normal Moto Z is very thin, and they're very powerful. Both got Snapdragon 820 chips, and both got good cameras. Oh yeah, the Force has a better camera as well. And they have the Moto mods, which are kind of a bit average. They're not absolutely amazing, but they're still quite good. And then the LG G5 and V20, I've kind of paired them together. They're not, well, apparently they're the most easy to fix smartphones that you can buy at the moment, like top of the range ones that is, because they both have removable batteries, micro SD card. That doesn't make it easy to fix, but just some other features. And they're both, what I really like is the wide angle lens, and they've both got really good cameras. And the LG G5 has the modules or friends, whatever they're called. I don't think they're that amazing, but still, you might want to get one. Then we've got the Huawei Mate 9, and kind of combined with the P9, but the Mate 9 is obviously a lot better. Got big screen, big battery, and very, very powerful chip. And the cameras are pretty good. They're quite hard to use, but they're very good cameras. And then I've put the Xiaomi Mi 5S and Mi 5S Plus. You might want to include the Mi 5 as well in this, because they're just similar to like ZTE and things like that. They're providing like really good top of the range phones for like a low price, especially if you live in China, or you can get them easily to import it. And it was actually one of the fastest phones this year. And then we've got the OnePlus 3 and OnePlus 3T. The 3T is arguably a lot better, but it's in the UK it's like nearly £100 more. So that's kind of absolutely ridiculous. It's a very similar phone, and they just keep on upping the price, especially if you want the 128GB one, which I think is the one that I would want to get, and that's like, it's not really a budget phone anymore if it's nearly £450 or something. So, but I still think it's a very good phone. They're both extremely powerful, extremely fast, and decent cameras, decent battery life, good build quality, just good phones. And then we've got the Pixel and Pixel XL. This is third place, by the way. And the main drawback is the price. They're just ridiculous. If you want a Pixel XL 128GB, which I know is the most expensive, it's like £800, and that is just ridiculous for a phone. So they're amazing phones, one of the best cameras, decent speed, good battery life, and I think they're very good. But it's just, they're not a Nexus. That's what I would like them to be. I'd like them to be a Nexus with still the stock Android, but with other features with a lower price. Not so much advertisements. Like, it's ridiculous. If you go into a main city, every single bus stop has Pixel adverts, or tube station. Just like we went to London, it was just ridiculous how many adverts. They're just spending all their money on adverts and just trying to compete with the iPhone. I don't think that's what Google should make their phones like. I think they should make it how Nexuses were. In second place, I've combined a lot of phones here. S7 Edge. Lots of my friends have these phones, but also combined it with the Note 7, because the Note 7 was just a better version of these phones. Unfortunately, it had the, blowing up thing, but still amazing cameras, good battery life, and just water resistant, fast, especially the European versions with the Exynos chip instead of the Snapdragon one, and amazing screens. They're meant to have the best screens that you can get, and they're just an amazing all-around package. And then first place, you might be wondering what's there left, but the Xiaomi Mi Mix is going first place for me. just because of how cool it is, and it is the normal price as a phone. So you could, for example, if you wanted to choose between LG V20 or a Pixel and the Xiaomi Mi Mix, it would be a similar price, even though it's a ridiculous phone and it's like a limited edition with a massive screen that has almost no bezel, and it's still got a Snapdragon 821 chip, and it's just still ridiculously fast. So I think that is the best phone of the year for me. I would love to get one of those, even though it's still kind of like a prototype. I think it's the future. I think Xiaomi and other companies, apparently Samsung might be doing it, have these bezel-less displays, and it's just the future.